Okay, gonna wait a little while here, see if people will tune in. First live stream in a very long time, or attempt to live stream. Let's see here if people are gonna join me. A few thumbs up, people are starting to come in. That's great. I hope the connection is okay. I hope the internet is good enough. I am in the middle of nowhere here in the mountains in Arizona. Maybe you guys could let me know in the chat whether or not you can actually hear me and if the connection is stable. Can you guys hear me okay? Connection seems very good. That's great. Thank you so much for letting me know. I thought I would do a live stream. Haven't done one in a very long time. We have very slow internet. We actually have no internet except for on our phones where we currently are at. My family and I went to the mountains in Arizona north of Phoenix. We are trying to get some rest here after the whole move and after, you know, arriving, being jet lagged and all of that. And so we're very glad that we can have this family time. And believe it or not, even though we are in Arizona and it was very hot in the valley the last couple weeks, the first weeks we arrived, right now it's raining behind me a little bit, even though you see the sun as well. I'm sorry for the glare here. The sun just popped out of a cloud there. But it is actually cold, very cold. I am having to use my fleece jacket to stay warm here. But I wanted to come to you anyway. It's hard for me to upload any videos right now. We have footage for another video that'll come out soon. But I wanted to do this live stream today. And I wanted to welcome the new subscribers. I wanted to also talk about, or I'm going to talk about a little bit about who we are, what our plans are, why we moved to the US, and what, you know, the next months might look like. So I'm gonna wait a couple more minutes for everybody to tune in here. But I'm sorry about this glare from the sun. Let me see, maybe I can move a little bit. This is better. Now the side of my head is still okay. Well, thank you for tuning in, guys. I haven't done a live stream in a very long time. So currently our channel is going through an interesting time. We are quite different in our content than we were when we started out. Our YouTube channel started out as pretty much as a how-to channel, and we transitioned more and more to a vlogging channel about our life on the homestead. And those of you guys who have been following us know that currently we don't own our own homestead. And actually, as a matter of fact, we have never owned our own homestead. We have always farmed or homesteaded on leased land or somebody else's land. So that has been possible. I farmed for many years, and I went to a farming school as well. And we've been able to grow our own food and farm and homestead for, you know, many years, not owning our own land. However, we want to own our own land, and that is part of the reason we are in the United States, and we are gonna be looking for that here. But our channel is going through this change, so a lot of the subscribers who initially subscribed because of the how-to content, and there might be more of that. There will probably be more of that kind of content in the future again once we have our farm. But they are right now, a lot of them, you know, leaving the channel, which is absolutely understandable. But we're gaining at the same time new subscribers that are interested in our new journey. Oh, the sun is really coming out here now, huh? Anyway, so we are losing and we're gaining subscribers. The current amount of subscribers is about the same. We are losing the same amount that we're gaining about, and we are totally okay with that. But it's because of this change we're going through. So, because of the new subscribers coming in, though, and this is the reason I'm sharing this, is I want to just say real quick who we are, what our background is, and what we're doing here in the United States. If you have seen our latest videos, you have seen this intro that we have. A friend of ours has designed our YouTube banner and now our new profile picture that we actually uploaded this morning. And I animated the banner and put it as our intro, and it shows us as a family heading over to the States, and it says a family story of finding home in rural America. And that's basically, in a nutshell, what you will see on our channel in the next weeks and months is we have just arrived to the United States. Even though my wife and children are American, my children were all born in Europe. My wife has lived her entire adult life in Europe, and now we are actually, we moved to the US, and we are looking for a farm, for a homestead on the countryside, in rural America, and we want to start a farm. But we want to do more than that, and we will reveal that step by step in the next weeks and months. Now, we are currently in Arizona, and the reason for that is that my in-laws live in Arizona. They settled here. My wife is originally from Oregon, but this is where most of our family is currently, and that's why we came here. We are starting things up here. I entered the United States legally here with my immigrant visa. We are currently waiting for my green card and social security number to be processed and sent to me. We're trying to do all these basic things, that are part of life, that for anybody who has lived here and grown up here, have just been a normal part of their life here. But we have to start bank accounts. We have to, retake our driver's license and permits. We have to, we had to get new cell phone contracts, like every little thing, and we're just trying to figure out those details here in Arizona. We're gonna celebrate Thanksgiving this week. We're gonna celebrate Christmas and New Year's here in Arizona with our family, and then we are gonna keep a close eye on the weather. We're gonna see if winter storms are coming, and or how the conditions are, the driving conditions, traveling conditions are in the mid and southeast United States, because we are planning a road trip southeast from Phoenix through New Mexico, Texas, and so on towards Tennessee and North Carolina. And the goal for that is to spy out the land, so to speak, meet a lot of our friends that we saw 5 years ago, make new connections, pray, see what the country is like. We also want to just enjoy that we made it. This has been a 2-year process for me to get my visa. There was a lot of uncertainty at one point whether or not I would get my visa, and it's part of our joy and celebration that we have arrived. We want to see the country, the beautiful America. We have invitations all over the United States. We won't be able to go to everybody, but we have invitations from probably half of the states. And we want to visit a lot of those people and make connections, see where we can go, and where we eventually will find land and a place where we can settle and work from there. And that's what our channel is going to be about. We do not plan on settling in Arizona. We are looking for a more moist climate, so to speak. We like the warmer climates. I have farmed in Sweden and in Austria. Austria was significantly warmer and milder, shorter winters compared to Sweden. But we wouldn't mind, for example, like Tennessee, to have a warmer climate even than Austria. But there's more rain there for sure than Arizona, for example. So that is what the channel is going to show. It's going to show our story, the struggles that we'll have, that we'll face, our impressions, my first impressions as a European who has lived in Europe his whole life. We're going to show those, my impressions, my experiences, and you know, just what it's like for us as a family to start this new life here in the United States. I feel like it's something that millions and millions of people have done before us, and that we are now stepping into their footsteps, trying to find land and living that kind of lifestyle here in the United States. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So welcome to all new subscribers. Thank you to all those who are still with us, for everybody who has been praying. Thank you for all your comments on all the last videos. So I want to say something about the comments on the YouTube videos. So we started our YouTube channel in 2016, and back then, the first years, the channel was a lot bigger than it is right now. And we received hundreds of comments daily. And while most of it has always been positive and encouraging, we have received a lot of hatred and just nasty comments. Okay, that's part of the YouTube world. However, I have not enjoyed that. So I've actually had to protect myself and my family from some of those comments. Now, that having said that, we do read most of the comments, especially within the first 24 to 48 hours. Most trolls or nasty comments, people that post nasty comments, they come after that. And we have just come to the point where we don't reply to most comments. We try to read most of them in the first 2 days, and we try to like them or heart them on YouTube, but then we try to not really engage too much that might actually harm our content, in the sense that it's not being promoted as much on YouTube, but it's just something that we had to do. Don't take that personal. We are very thankful for your support, for your comments, for your prayers, for your support, you know, and you're always welcome to reach out to us. We have a Facebook page. We're not very active on it, but my wife runs our Instagram. I'm on X, and you can always email us. It's still swedishhomestead@gmail.com, where you can reach out and send a personal thank you note, and we usually reply to those emails. But we are very thankful for the support and everything. Very thankful. It has been a very, very intense journey. Quite the waiting time for us to get here. And I want to, before I take a couple questions from you, address real quick why the United States. Why did we move here? Well, there are so many of you that are so excited that we came here, and I feel like especially the Europeans, most of them feel different about it. There were strong emotions when we left Sweden, and there are strong emotions now that we chose to move to the United States. And there are a lot of just, not so nice comments on that we are in the United States. Now, I do not care, but since we are sharing our story, I just want to say again why we have come to the United States. So there are several reasons, and in short, I could use Christianese and just say we believe God is calling us here and leading us here, and that is absolutely true. However, I just want to give the pragmatic answer as well, and that is we want to homeschool our children freely, and that is possible here, but was not possible in Europe. My wife and her family, they have sacrificed a lot over the decades. We've been married over 15 years, and the entire time we lived away from her family, and they deserve to have her and our children closer to them. And it is a big blessing for us to be closer to them as well. And so just those two reasons alone are some of the main reasons why we moved to the United States. We have a lot of friends here, and we have a lot of like-minded people here. And we also believe that we are called to ministry here, to a Christian ministry. So one thing that people do not know, some of you do, some of you don't, is that while we were in Sweden, and also some of the time while we were in Austria, my wife and I were in ministry. We were actually sent out as missionaries to Sweden. We planted a church in Sweden, and we handed over that church to locals right before we moved to Austria. And then even at the end of our time in Austria, we were again in full-time ministry at a Christian conference center, and we believe that we will be in ministry here in the United States again. And we believe that farming and homesteading will be part of that ministry. But that is gonna be part of that, of our journey here. And we're gonna share some of that here on the YouTube channel. We will have other outlets, other platforms where we share more specific for the ministry we will be doing here in the United States, and we have started doing that already. However, the YouTube channel will be about, it's called Simeon and Alex, and it'll be more our personal public thing. Not the focus on the ministry, but it'll have the focus on our life, and we'll choose what to share. So you can expect those kind of things from it. And, I received a comment, and I'm not saying this because it bothers me. I just want people to understand. Somebody said, I liked you better when you were a struggling farmer in Sweden. And they didn't like that I shared about my faith here on the channel, for example. Look, you need to understand, while we were in Sweden, the reason we were in Sweden was because we were in ministry there. We were church planting there. And when it was time for us to hand over that church, we felt that it was also time to leave Sweden. And my faith has not changed. My wife and my call to serve God and be in ministry has not changed. What has changed is what kind of ministry that'll be and how that will look like, and the location. And that will be here in the United States. And we are very, very excited about that. We really believe getting cold and starting to shake. My hand is starting to shake. Anyway, so yes, our channel is changing. I believe that. We have to also just build trust again, because we dropped off the picture. There were a lot of things happening when we left Sweden, a lot of things happening during our time in Austria that we could not share. We didn't want to share them. They were deeply personal. They were very private, and we had to work a lot of things out as a family. And I don't know that I can ever share them on the channel, but we came out stronger and victorious, and we are super excited for what's ahead now. So what can you expect from our channel now in the next weeks? Well, currently we are at this cabin in the middle of the woods. My cell phone is the only source of internet we have, and it's enough, I guess, to do this live stream. It's not enough to upload lots of videos. I hope I can upload a couple videos here And in the beginning of December, we are back in the valley again. But for right now, we're actually having a little downtime and time with the family now during Thanksgiving. So I'm going to take a couple questions now. You know, just if there's some new subscribers or old subscribers, I'm going to try to take 2 or 3 questions here before I sign off, because I'm getting really cold. It's going to get close to freezing tonight here in Arizona. And I need to go in back to warm up soon. So if you have a question, feel free. I'm trying to see the chat here. By the way, thank you for tuning in. Over 100 people on the live stream. Really exciting. Our channel has gotten a lot more traffic again. Super excited. Thank you for your support in the chat here. That's very nice. So anybody that has a question for me, there's a little bit of a delay here between the chat and my video, or my speaking, I believe. But if you have a specific question, I'll try to answer it. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Yeah, give it a thumbs up, write a comment. Just trying to see here. Gonna wait a couple more minutes if I get any questions, otherwise I'll be signing off soon. I'm really cold. Thank you for the support, for wishing us a good trip. So there's a question. Did you leave family in Europe? Yeah, of course. I mean, the family I really lived with was only my siblings and my parents in Sweden. We had already left all the other family when we moved to Sweden. I was born and raised in Germany, lived half my life there. Then I lived the other half in Sweden. The last 3.5 years I lived in Austria. So we left family in Europe, of course. Yep. What's your favorite dish on American Thanksgiving? Oh, I just love the turkey. I'm a meat eater. Will you be trying to find the best mix between hot and cold to have the widest possible range of stuff to grow? Yes, and so even though our channel has not been that active in the last 3-4 years, and we haven't posted so much farming and homesteading material, during those years I have just deepened my knowledge about regenerative agriculture and permaculture immensely. I have taken several courses and trainings and learned so much that I want to implement. I have taken permaculture pond building classes with some of the world's best pond builders. I've been part of greenhouse projects. I've been part of root cellar builds, agroforestry projects. I've become an accredited educator with holistic management with the Savory Institute. And all those things, I am so excited. I can't wait to implement them. I want to grow things year round. I hope to be able to have some tropical greenhouses that are fully powered on just geothermal heat. So really exciting, all those things. Perfect dream place for the farm. I know it when I see it, but the watershed and rainfall will be very important. I'm sorry, I'm getting so cold, it's shaking. It'll be very important. The watershed will be extremely important, just so we have good drinking water, no outside influence. That'll be something we'll be looking out for. Let's see here. Do you miss your Highland cattle? They're really cool cows, but I've gotten over them. It was really hard for me selling them. They actually financed the sale of the cows, financed the permaculture courses for me and my wife at the Holza Krameterhof in Austria. So that money went straight to further educating us, which was great. But I don't know that I would go with Highland cattle again. We're still debating. We'll know when we see that. So let's see here. What church denomination are you affiliated with? Calvary Chapel. I'm an ordained Calvary Chapel pastor. But for me, it's not about the name, really. Let's see. Somebody asked, why did I have to hang the cow up for a couple of weeks after butchering it? Well, you want... some people can't eat that. They have reactions to that. If they, for example, have been exposed to black mold and have allergic reactions based on mold, they can't eat dry-aged meat because it's a fermenting process. And you know, they can only eat fresh meat, but it makes it more tender and gives it a good better flavor. I almost said gooder flavor. That's amazing. What part of Tennessee are you all moving to? Well, right now we have our eyes on East Tennessee, but again, I can't say 100% for certain that that's where we will settle. We will travel around, we will see, and we will see how the doors will open and what they will open to and where. Okay, guys, I'm getting so cold. Whew, I'm gonna answer 2 more questions here. I'm glad you guys are asking questions. But we have a small mountain cabin here. I have 4 kids in there, and I couldn't have done this live stream. So, will you have cattle again? Cattle, I want to have cattle so badly. We have a lot of dreams and visions. We want to possibly run a small dairy, but I also like beef cattle, so we'll see about that. Let's see here. Let's see it. Okay, no question, and so on. Good or her, yeah. Do you ever plan to present at any homesteading conference? Well, if we ever get an opportunity like that, we'll think about it and we'll pray about it. I'm not saying we will or we won't, but it'll depend on what people want from me. I'm very open about my faith and how my faith led me to regenerative agriculture. That might be welcomed at some places, not at others. But yeah, we'll see. Anyways, guys, I'm starting to shake so much here. I'm gonna have to drink something warm and warm up inside. But thank you so much for tuning in. I really liked hanging out with y'all. Hope this answers some of your questions. And if you're a new subscriber, you can now know why you are watching our channel. So thank you so much. See you soon. And yeah, see you at the next video, I guess. Bye-bye. Oh, it's cold. Ooh. Yes, I want